afternoon. I'm a second generation American, first generation college student. Tôi là Peter Nguyễn. Tôi là người Việt Nam sống ở Mỹ. Did anybody understand what I just said? No? Well, my parents felt the same way too when they first came to the US. Their story has definitely inspired me a lot throughout my life. They have reminded me about the hardships and the barriers an immigrant have to overcome, especially for a refugee. In Vietnam, my mom's family were farmers. As for my dad, they were fishermen. They lived in poverty. Most days were very difficult for them. Some days, they were lucky enough to even have a bowl of rice for the day. They had to work in the streets, go out in fields, even go out in water just to make ends meet. That was their life. They had to do what they can to survive. I remember as a kid, my grandparents cared for my brother and I while my parents were at work. My grandparents were very strict about eating every grain of rice in the bowl. At the time, I thought that was very foolish of them to say such things. It's just a couple grains of rice. But later on, my parents explained to me that they were trying to teach us a lesson. They wanted to teach us to value the little things in life because not a lot of people even have this privilege. After the Vietnam War, my parents chose to leave their home country. Why? Because they didn't want to live under communism. So they just left. I bet it was a very hard decision for them to make. But they wanted a better future for themselves, for the next generation. They weren't even married at the time. My brother and I weren't even born. But they knew that they wanted a better future for their future children. My mom was captured and imprisoned during her first attempt. She was beaten and she was chained at night. But that didn't stop her. She definitely tried again. She didn't give up. My dad's boat almost sank until a Navy ship rescued them. That must have been very hard for them. My parents eventually were placed in a refugee camp. My dad in Japan, as for my mom in the Philippines. And they were later relocated to the US. Was it hard for them? Of course it was. Wouldn't it be hard for you too? Going through war, going through poverty, having to travel 1,000 miles away from your country, coming to a foreign land as foreigners. They didn't know English. They weren't even familiar with American culture. All they had was the clothes on their back and family. Family was definitely important. It's definitely something that I value a lot too. And I can say the same thing for Glide. Glide is a place of second chances. It's a second home for a lot of people who enter these doors. I really appreciate Glide, Hamilton Families, Compass Family Services, Homeless Prenatal Program, and so forth, for providing these amazing services for so many people in need. Because of these type of services, it was able to help support my family throughout their journey, as providing them a home, a support system, education, and food for the day. Their story has definitely inspired me to do a lot more in the community. It has reminded me to appreciate the little things in life. Yeah, there are times I do take things for granted, but my parents make sure to discipline me and remind me of their past life in Vietnam. It has made me realize that I haven't really gone through the real struggles that they've gone through. I guess I'm just a very privileged kid. My parents has achieved their American dream. They have a stable home, a stable job, and a loving family. Yes, there is some drama and some gossip, but that's very typical for a family. They still go through challenges, they do make mistakes, and obstacles definitely do still appear, but that's just life. It happens, and that's how we improve. That's how people progress. And I am very glad to be a family case manager at Glide, because I also want to help other families achieve their own American dream. Till this day, my grandparents' words are still stuck in my head. Oi, Peter, eat that last grain of rice. And most of the time, I do. When I go eat out with my friends, there are times they leave leftovers on their plate. I just stare at it and ask them to take it to go. They say no. So I just take it and eat it for them because I like to eat. I eat a lot, and I'm just a growing boy. But rarely, I do leave that last grain of rice in the bowl. Thank you.